And believe we're live.
Alright. Right. Crank that up just a little bit. But anyway, alright. Happy Thursday, everybody.
4th of July,
Yeah,
Junior.
Exactly. We're gonna hear lots of bangs and booms and kapows all through the evening tomorrow. Can't wait.
Hide your dogs.
Hide your dogs, God. Anyway, so welcome to whatever episode this is, like 15 or some odd. We've made it this far of OnlyFrets live. Where from, Sean?
From your mom's house.
You're live in 3, 2, 1.
All right.
I refuse to believe that doesn't play whenever we run the intro. We're not just sitting here just not saying nothing.
It does. I watched it. It plays on your channel and on mine.
Good, because on my end I don't hear it, and I'm always so paranoid that it's gonna be like I'm
Same.
saying something in the background, like I don't know. Anyway, not that I say anything.
I don't
bad in
know.
the background.
I don't know why you can't hear it. It doesn't make any sense to me. But yeah, it does.
I mean, I
play,
hear it when I watch it back,
audible.
but in yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
I don't know. So
What do you got there, Holden McHoldenson?
something new actually. It's a Squire Esquire.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a classic vibe Esquire.
Oh.
Yeah, never
That's-
played an Esquire before, but I've always been curious about them because they're one pickup, but you still got the three-way switch. So how does that work? Well, it works. Trust me.
Well,
I
you
like
played juniors, right?
it. Oh yeah, juniors, yeah. So,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I'm still maybe in my trying to explore tellies and see if I really like them phase, but this one I'm digging.
Yeah. And then,
Yeah.
what's it like with?
So if you go
tone rolled
here, you can actually just flip the, if you flip the toggle switch to where the neck is, it actually just rolls it all off by itself, so it just disables the tone control, so,
Oh, nice.
you know.
Okay.
And then middle position is you have full control of tone, and then when you go towards the bridge, it just bypasses it and gives you all bridge, all telly all day long. So it's pretty
That's
cool.
crazy.
Yeah, I mean it sounds really good. I like it a lot. So,
Yeah.
The next
That's
good
cool,
and
man.
stuff, so.
Nice
And-
butterscotch. Yeah. Really cool.
Yeah, it's in a maple neck. I love it. Got it for a good deal. I have another one that I'm getting, not a telly, but it's another Squire that I found today, actually, like an hour ago. It's a made in
Oh.
Japan Squire Strat. I think it's an 88. I think I got it for like $300. It's a good deal. That's a good deal because
That
they
is
all
a
go
good
for like
deal.
500 and plus, 500 up on reverb and stuff. So I was like, bye. Anyway.
Yep.
Enough about me. What do you got?
Oh, it's just Ethel.
Just Ethel.
Just old Ethel, my old part at this point, a parts caster. Also it's Squire Day apparently, because also a Squire.
Right.
I've been working on. Hold on, let me see if I can. A little lonely as the night.
Nice.
Yeah, dude, that's been a fun song. Yet that song has some really cool stuff in it actually for budding guitarists. So you know, you have like the riff, just the intro riff, and then you do some like power chords, and the way I've kind of like to play, and then you and then you just play the triad there, or the dyad, I guess. And this chord here, the hammer-ons, or the pull-ons, rather, is the names, but as far as
Yeah. Musical nutrients.
there's just and apply
Right. Musicians like to say that they're stealing licks or lifting licks. That's what we do. We just all rotate the same licks around into different songs. Yeah.
What's funny, you bring that, and Uncle Larry, the topic for today is based on some feedback. So if you want comments on his videos, I welcome anybody to do so. But I just watched it and I was like really shocked to oh shoot, I'm not live yet. Well, I'm live now. Now I'm live. Wow. Well, at least we were over on Jonathan's channel. That's why we do this on 2 channels. Anyway,
I'm not
back
live either.
to
I'm
it.
just kidding.
Golly. Technical difficulties. Welcome to technical difficulties. So, anyway, like I was saying, he released a course. It's like 6 hours of footage. It's not just him. He's got Brett Papa in there, probably some other, very prominent Nashville musicians. And it looks to be the shit. I mean, it looks awesome. It's well shot.
Wow.
Something like that.
Mm-hmm. Right. I bet the exclusive elites didn't like that. We signed up. It's supposed to be our. It's like, are you getting it? You know. I think it's around the stigma of, are you being honest? Because a lot of people look at it as, oh yeah, of course you got that amp for free, so you're gonna say it's good because you have to. And it's like, I don't sign any paperwork, contract. I mean, my day job is working in contracts, so I mean, I would know, the ins and outs of that kind of stuff. I don't sign anything like that. It's like a verbal agreement, if you will, in an email that's like, hey, we're gonna send you this. And that's kind of the end of it. There's no, it's maybe talking points like, oh, it's got this feature and this feature, but there's by no means anybody trying to say, oh, I'm going to send you this, but in order for you to keep it or for us to pay you, you have to say that it's the best sound on the market. No one's doing that. There might be like a handful of companies that may do that. As long as I've been doing this, I've never run across that before. So, you're pretty free to say whatever you want.
Broader scope.
Yeah, there's a lot of latency in here.
I can fix this on my end.
I think that was Sean. Oh no. I'm by myself. What do I do? anyway, to continue that, oh, there you go. I was going to say, till Sean comes back, I was going to say, yeah, I think that that's the stigma behind it, is people just don't want to trust somebody online. They got something for free and saying, oh, well, then it's got to be good. But you got to build up that integrity and that trust over time. You know, it just, I don't know. It's a slippery slope, a rocky road, whatever you want to say it. I think it's a lot of that. I think that's the crux of it.
Well, you know, and then on the broader range of the topic, or, you know, in your beat lab, your studio, your whatever you want to call it, like, you know, you're making a video, you're putting your hours in and making a lesson course, you're doing, you know, like I talked with Robert Baker about this a little bit, and it's like, while money should not be the primary goal, it should be, you know, fun.
Mm-hmm.
When you spend 2 hours shooting on professional cameras with the intent to educate, or when you spend 2 hours shooting on a video with the intent to educate your viewer on a product, like, should we all just be doing this for nothing and have nothing at the end of the day to show for it? Or, you know, like, to me, it's like, I've never seen so much rage. So I am gonna read some of the comments, and then I'll have you kind of rebut them in your famous electric flamingo in fashion.
Is it famous?
Yeah. So here's the first comment. $50 courses of an instructional course, $200 more than I was looking at. Guess I'm gonna have to miss, because I won't. But it,
Yeah, that was going to be my first takeaway from that, is when people say, not to be rude, but you're about to hear the rudest shit you've ever heard in your life, or something extremely, that is the red flag right there. Yeah, it's not uncommon when people are online and you have something that explains something. If it's a separate entity, they won't do anything about it, and it just gives them more reason to complain on the original thing that you're selling, or whatever the case may be, whatever the trailer was for. That's not unheard of. I mean, it's the internet. People want instant gratification. They just want it. I mean, if anything, they just want them to be like, it's this. But sometimes, though, I've seen where it's the reverse, and people want the detailed stuff. So if he had just come out and said, like, hey, this is the course on this, okay, bye, there might have been people say, well, what else is there? Like, we want more detail. It's like, do you want the instant? Do you want the detail? Like, what do you want? That's where trailers are good. I mean, if you give them a minute and a half, 2 minutes, whatever, however long the trailer is, that's usually perfect. Think of a movie trailer, you know, same concept. But then the whole, like, oh, I won't be able to afford it when it goes back up. It's like, I don't know. It's just a lot to unpack in that one. There's a lot. Yeah, exactly.
and leave a comment about how it's like how crappy it is. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know? No.
It's a waste of everybody's time.
Up right now, but I'm gonna at some point, and I'll pay full. I'm excited to see what's in there and make me a better guitar player.
Right. By the way, you were cutting out very, very badly.
Oh, things.
I'm trying to see what's going on with it, but you keep cutting in and out, and
Anyway,
You'll freeze up
guys,
and
hit me
stuff
up
anyway.
if you still got me over on my channel. I'm missing Jonathan at the moment.
uh-oh. Am I there?
You're there.
Yeah, I was just saying you keep cutting out on my end too.
Yeah, you were cutting out same time I was, so we're having real problems today. But anyway, we'll just move on to the next comment. Before I pay, no extra discount that you mentioned earlier, question mark. Regards, stingy. Just bought it either way. Like, that one to me seems kind of fine, but
Yeah, but like, why leave the comment like that if you already bought, like, you got it? Like, why even? What's the point?
yeah. Okay, this one's kind of making our, which is session. This is like quality product that people literally ask for, and then have the audacity to charge money for it. Personally, I would never expect money for the work that I do.
But here's the thing: where's your work? You're not showing your work. Why don't you take the same amount of time and put in the A-list work there, and then see if you want to make a couple bucks off it at the end of the day? You probably are gonna want to.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, and I think he's like on our side. I think he was being sarcastic for most of that.
Yeah.
So to me, he was illustrating kind of the point that we're making here, which is exactly the way I felt about it. This one's crazy. Okay, so this guy has this really long diatribe about. So this is kind of a funny thing about people opening up to you on the internet, and when it's guys like you and me, maybe at our level, like, we've had the same viewers over and over again. We kind of have a community going on.
Right.
Some of that's a little less off-putting, but this guy just like opens up about all the struggles he's got because he can't play and he can't take the course, but he would recommend it sight unseen to anybody because he supports Tom and what he does. And Tom's comment, so just to like say, like, Tom's not being an a-hole here, like, he says, sorry you're dealing with that, man. Eventually we're all gonna end up there. Thank the Lord every day I can pick up a guitar and play without great pain. Like, you know, a nice thing. Like, I'm sorry to hear that. And he didn't have to do that. Just a random guy on the internet. And so,
Right.
Tom says it's okay, but
That's funny.
just a lot of this one's really good. So this
Here we go. Right.
on the for years and years. Easy.
And that is the end of that conversation, because we will never in the history of time see him do it. He will never do it. I've learned that the second you call people out on that shit, they stop immediately. Although I am waiting for the one time someone actually does show up and like show me wrong, like prove me wrong, and be like, okay, cool, appreciate it.
Like, he actually, what are you? This, and I like Tom's response. So he says, here's what happened. You came on the channel and asked everyone for half price. So he did say that in fairness. That turned out to be false. The course called in the video proved to be false. There's always going to be blowback for that, and there should be. Still love you, brother. And then Tom said, buddy, I have never done this before. I apologize. Can you find it in your heart to overlook the fact that my calculation was off by $50 after I have given you 5 years of absolutely free guitar lessons? And then the guy said, you don't owe me shit. I'm still gonna buy the course, and I couldn't thank you enough for all the value you brought to me. I've been here from day one, so that's hundreds of hours of free education and entertainment. But it's not unreasonable for people to get hit in the feels when they think their hero duped them. They are wrong, but not just a bunch of bullshit. Ah, you cut out. There you are.
Yeah, you cut out.
You got me?
Yeah, you cut out.
Okay, so my question to you was, oh, really?
Yeah, hold on. I think
anyway.
Just keep going. Keep going. The what I caught, though, the ending part that I caught was, but I still love you, brother. Like, you can do all the stuff up to that, but, you know, I still respect you at the end of the day. It's like, do you, though? Do you, though?
Yeah, I mean, I think at the same time, it's just kind of like, dude, and Tom's thing was like, can you find it in your heart to forgive me for being off by $50? You know? And
right.
And it's just kind of like, yeah, like he never said it was going to be free, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was going to cost money. And if you know anything about Tom, it wasn't going to be super inexpensive. It was going to be, you know, hundreds of dollars for a really well shot, well-rounded, star-studded kind of thing. So I don't know, man. What do you think about all this? Like, maybe this is why guitar YouTube is dying, because of the comment section is so ridiculous.
Yeah, a lot of it with me is like it goes back and forth between like being like a really toxic community and then like a really accepting community, because like you still have your guitar players that are like, I don't care about all the others, like I'm just happy to see that it's being continued on, right? I'm happy to see all the new cats coming in, like holding it down, innovating stuff, you know, beyond what we thought you could innovate stuff as. But then you got people that do that where they just gatekeep stuff and they're like, just, you're not allowed to make money and I don't trust you and it's the same thing and just whatever they can come up with. And I don't understand what's the word I'm looking for? The shift. I don't know, there was a bigger word I was going to go for that, but the shift in everything where it just is one extreme to the other. It's so hot and cold. I could agree that that's probably why at this point in time we're at that, you know, guitar YouTube is dying thing or whatever. It'll probably bounce back at some point. Some hero will come along and change things. Or, you know,
spoilers, it's not, but well, I just found, like, you know, trolling through some of those comments and stuff, I just found it really interesting to see, and just sidebar, overwhelmingly positive. Like, people are signed up. He's probably made thousands of dollars in the last 24 hours on that course, and he should, and that's good. And he's gonna pay Brett, and he's gonna pay the camera guy, and he's gonna pay, you know what I mean? Like, it's gonna go out the door to all the people that it needs to go to. So to me, it's just like,
Mm-hmm. Well,
And I just really love, I've had like several people on that do lesson videos, and I'm always interested in the thought process behind people who teach guitar on YouTube and choose that path. And I respect it immensely because I couldn't do that. I don't have that much confidence.
well, you need confidence, patience,
And the knowledge and the ability.
knowledge, thick skin.
Yeah.
And the ability.
It's like with a basketball coach. A basketball coach might have been a subpar player most of their life, but they might have a mind for understanding the game. They just
Right.
couldn't implement physically.
Yeah.
But with guitar, you also need to demonstrate the skill to show what you're doing,
Yeah.
like how it's supposed to sound. So that's why I respect it so much. Because it's not just like coaching t-ball like I did over the spring or whatever. Like,
Right.
you need to be able to demonstrate to people that you're the shit. So it is, like samurai guitar. You watch,
Yeah.
samurai guitars, don't you? Yeah, and he's
He is.
so good, and he does, lesson chords. It's like,
Yeah. Well, it's like I said, it took time for them to build it up to, I'm a good guitar player. I know what I'm talking about. Yada yada yada. Like it takes time to do that. So,
yeah.
And then obviously they have the.
I got people pulling on me. We have 3 viewers in the chat over here on my channel, despite our mess of a pre-4th of July live stream. Great channel. They do like crew. And by the way, just a fun thing. At 11:30 my time, I was watching the end of the OU812 crew, and they were doing shots on there. And so like the stream, they were still playing great guitar, but the stream had kind of devolved. And then I got called out to join the stream and play, and they just put on a backing track for me, and I took it all home. It was so much fun, dude. And it was just like, really awesome. So, Jonathan, if you're ever up in the wee hours, you should go onto these live streams and shred a little bit with these dudes.
If I'm around.
Yeah, man.
If I'm around,
I'll hit you up next time they're live and
Okay,
try
do
and
that.
pull you over.
Yeah.
Brother, what do you have coming up on the 4th of July weekend? Are you doing anything fun?
Yeah, we're normally we go and do some stuff at my parents live in a big neighborhood, and they usually have a big fireworks show. But I don't think we're gonna do that this year, just because it's usually a mess getting in there and parking and all this other kind of stuff. So we're gonna kind of do something a little more laid back, have some friends over, get some fireworks out here, and just kind of hang out. We got a projector. We're gonna maybe put a movie on the side of our house. We got a little canopy thing outside.
Oh, cool.
It'll be fun.
Yeah. Nice, man.
What about you?
Well, I think we're gonna go down to this place on the Snake River called Hawaii tomorrow, and let the kids just play in the water and all that, and then come home and maybe light a few off in the street, being very careful not to set fire to anything, and just kind of hopefully take it kind of easy. I'm ready for a break from my work job. A little,
got that right.
little burnout. Yeah, bro. It's been nuts this week. People just, I don't know about your workflow, but in the industry I work in lumber, people just dump all their work on you, and then they leave one day before you do, and they come back 2 days after and expect it all to be done.
Yeah, no, see, fortunately for me, my team that I work with is pretty good. We'll try to find coverage usually well in advance, and we kind of know what's going on. But me specifically right now, like I'm going through a big change. I won't divulge into stuff because it's a lot, but essentially it's a big change. Things are changing, which is normal in our industry. But to prepare for that, we have about 4,800, that's a rough estimate, but about 4,800 customers that need to submit paperwork to yours truly, which they probably all won't. They're probably not all customers of ours anymore, but I'm just swamped with that kind of stuff, and that's not normal for me. Usually it's pretty steady, sometimes it's pretty slow, so I'm just really just mentally tired. I'm just like, ugh, I just want to sleep. So I'm excited to sleep in a little bit tomorrow. We're going to the pool tomorrow.
Hell yeah.
That's another thing. We're going to go swim tomorrow.
Nice.
Because I don't ever get to go.
Pool honeys.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I have a video coming out tomorrow, but it was shot well in advance, so I'm not working on my day off. I try to avoid that when all possible, but
Good.
content will flow.
I'm trying to... Tell me what you think about this. All right. So I got the fretboard darkened on the Firebird.
Mm-hmm.
This is as far as I've gotten, but I want to paint the headstock next. And I got the nut slot filed so that I can put my little what are these called? Tusk, Graphtec Tusk nut in there.
Yeah.
And then here I'll show you what the... Hold on. So, you remember my amp video where I put this fabric on my
I do.
cloth?
Yeah, you cut out too.
With the same cloth, and then burst it, right?
Yeah.
So it'll have the cloth, and then I'll do a bunch of clear coat to get it smooth, and then we'll burst it with the gold, so that it kind of feathers the edges of it or whatever.
Right.
But I think it will look pretty darn cool
Oh yeah. See, that's
just
unique though.
around there. What's that?
I said it's unique though. I think the last time I've heard that someone's used cloth as like an actual finish are the old gems. I think a lot of the floral print gems were actually cut up curtains or something that someone or whatever it was, some kind of cloth that they put under there. So that's unique.
Well, the what are those? The Paisley Tellies used to be similar. It was like curtain cloth from a fabric store or something. So that's kind of the idea. The front will be, because this one has the ridges on the front.
Yeah.
So I could, but it would be so annoying, and there's no way it turns out good if I do it. But I could do the strip.
Yeah.
Just the front here in the cloth, but I think I'm just gonna do the back, and then the front will just be solid colored. But I want to start working on that soon.
That's still cool though, because it's kind of like the reverse of what a Les Paul is sometimes, where they'll be like, oh, the front is so pretty, but the back is this beautiful flame, or not flame, but this beautiful solid piece of whatever, blah 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 blah. It's kind of like the opposite. The back's really cool, but the front's just this plain, I like that. Because some people, you get the right guitar, they're looking all around it. So smart.
Right. Yeah. I just thought it would be fun, and I have this extra cloth, and it'll kind of match my amp, which is kind of fun, and and it's all it's gonna be nitro, so it'll be interesting just to see how it turns out.
Yeah.
Mountain Man asks, the soft material won't dampen the sound. It's really thin, Mountain Man. You could almost see my hand through it if the lighting was good enough in here. It's really, really, it's not quite paper thin, but and then it'll get coated with, and since it's on the back, I don't think it'll affect anything in that way.
It's
so
premium,
should be
premium
okay.
tone cloth, man. What are you talking about?
Premium. This is tone cloth, actually. Yeah, that actually sweetens the tone. Dude, I've been playing through the the Pocket Master recently. Dude, that thing still slaps. Like, what a cool freaking invention.
I know. I've heard a lot about the Valiton. I think that's how you say that. The Valiton stuff.
Valiton, yeah.
Valiton, whatever.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of good about them, and I've
Yeah.
heard some of the stuff that they do, and it's similar to that, but it's like they got more multi-effects pedals and stuff. But they've got one that's like a little tuner pedal looking thing, like one of those real small pedals, and it's like the Pocket Master just in that pedal, or whatever. And I'm like, that's crazy that you control it through your phone.
Like the Tonex one.
Yeah. But it's crazy. I hear I'm lagging on your end so
nuts.
bad. I think
It's. You're okay. You're okay. It's bananas how. Like. You guys, like, it's so small, and
Yeah,
it
it is.
does so much.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. You're in it. Have you
Yeah.
checked out the tones from that Tone Junkie guy?
I have
The
not.
the IRs.
No, I haven't gotten. Like I said, I've been so busy. I've not even sat down and
Yeah.
just played for fun in a while. This is about the only time that I get to in the past however long. I will say this. Hold on. That's what I was gonna do. I was gonna play through this thing. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah. That's sick, Steve. Yeah. Steve got a Tonex in the mail yesterday, and he spent about 2 hours messing with it last night. He said he really likes it. Those things
Nice.
are cool. Them little.
Yeah. And then you got I was gonna use this thing right here.
What do you? Jambox.
It's the Jam Buddy 3. So if you remember the
Joyo?
Jam Buddy, yeah, the Joyo. So if you remember the little Jam Buddy thing, this is the third iteration of it. It's not an amp head.
Dude.
It's very similar to the what are they called? The Yamaha
Spark.
or the Spark.
Or
I
the
think it's-
THR-10.
Yeah, like the THR. It's very similar to that, but this one's got USB out and all that kind of stuff, line out. It's not, like I said, it's not an amp head, but it's 40 watts speakers here. You can plug in a guitar, a bass, or an acoustic to it, so it's like 3-in-1.
Oh, cool.
It's got an app on it, and I was going to use it because it sounds really good when you line out it. I mean, it sounds good with the speakers, but man, you put it through a line out, and that thing sounds really, really good.
Do you get to use it for can you use it for a head? Like
No,
on a cab?
I don't think so.
Into
'Cause it's-
FRFR though, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Because if it has XLR out,
Yeah, well, no, it's got an XLR in, so no, it's just literally you have
Oh.
mono and stereo line out. So,
okay.
but it does come with its own little wireless transmitter. It's kind of cool. So,
Oh, sick.
yeah, it's a cool little thing.
Yeah,
It was-
that's kind of like the new Sparks. I think have those with them.
yeah. But I mean, it's cool. I have a video coming out on that soon. But I was gonna use that because I was really, really impressed. I think I mentioned last week I was looking for something new to do because I was getting a little burnt out on stuff. And my God, did a company come through and say something? I think I already mentioned what it was. If not, it's I'll show you, I guess.
All right.
There you go.
It's pink.
It's a melodica, if you've ever heard of melodica before. So
Does that have MIDI, bro?
no, it's just straight up. So here's the thing. They asked me. They said, do you play this? Do you play that? And they said, do you play melodica? And I was like, I have one. I've not played it in forever because I have one besides this one. And I got to think
Right.
about it. I'm like, I got an idea of what I could do with this. So I said, go ahead and send it just to be on the fun side. And I started working on it the other day, and man, I think it'll be cool if I can get it to. But I had this thing mic'd up with an SM57. I had an SM57 right on the end, and I was like, what am I doing with my life right now? But I will tell you, that was a lot of fun just to do that little part because I was trying to get like an idea down and then work on it kind of over time. But man, that's the first time I've had fun in a while doing some kind of sponsored thing, and I think it's just because I'm getting so overworked. That's the last thing on my list. Fortunately, I finished off the rest of the stuff this morning, so I have nothing else sponsored at the moment, and I'm probably going to take a break from doing sponsored stuff for a while, I think.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Right.
If you guys ever want to sponsor an episode, because you kind of gave me the idea since we had Donner sponsor last week. I was kind of like, well, maybe somebody else would want to. I mean, so I reached out to Firefly just to see, because I would love to check out their Van Halen style, like EVH style guitars.
Yeah.
Those are awesome.
Yeah, they seem to go that route, and I think it's smart, where they do like the knockoff signature stuff. Like they've got the EVH. They have a John 5 one, but it's the white one with the red. They've got a bucket head thing, which I love the bucket head.
Yep.
They get Zach Wild, the bullseye stuff, and I'm like,
oh, dude, it's so cool.
Yeah.
They have a Buckethead V on, you know, the 3-stripe red stripe Buckethead V. They have one on Reverb. Somebody's got one up on Reverb right now.
I don't think I've ever seen that one.
Oh, really? It's cool. I'll send you links later. It's pretty cool. Kill switch and everything.
Yeah.
And
That's
I think
one of my
Trogley
favorite.
reviewed.
Sorry, I cut you off.
Oh, go ahead. No, it's okay. Go ahead.
I was gonna say that's one of my favorite signature, probably my favorite signature Les Paul is bucket heads, with the kill switches and stuff. The white with the red. Oh my god, what I would do to have
It's
one of those.
sick, dude.
Yeah.
I made a little purchase. Got Dan Huff's solo album he just put out.
Is it a CD?
Well, if you think of, I quit Spotify because they're just raking artists across the coals on their payout. It's so criminal. And I don't really care about what that guy does with his money. That was like a hot thing where it's like he funded, you know, I think a weapons program or something. Like he like bought stock in a weapons manufacturer. It's like, yeah, well, I don't really care about that stuff. What I care about is that he's not paying artists what they should be making.
Paying the people that are making a foreign concept.
Yeah, and so I've just switched to like, I'll buy the CD, and then if I want it on my phone, I can literally like rip it and put it on my phone.
Yeah, and if you're not redistributing it, I mean, do what you want with it.
Right. It's just for me, right? So it's not like, you know. Anyway, I just got this, and there it is, kids. These are called CDs.
Cars used to be able to play those things.
Yeah, really cool. So I'm looking forward to listening to that in the car. The other thing about buying physical media that I've been really loving is like, I'll just get, like, you can get CDs for like $1 at Goodwill.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And
people are dropping those things off left and right. So I've found so much. I was listening to Soundgarden, Super Unknown.
Yeah.
That's like a 20-song album.
I know.
It's like, it's so good, dude. And I don't think I ever listened to it all the way through. I also found, this one's near and dear to my heart.
Is that Melancholy? Yeah.
Yep, Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness, Smashing Pumpkins. That's shout out to the late great Adam Smith and his love of Smashing Pumpkins. And so I found that the other day for $1 at Goodwill. I was like,
nice.
That's coming with me. And that's another album I never listened to all the way through.
Right.
Album.
Yeah, it's a fun song.
Zero.
Yeah.
So, I think we all like that as some people weren't expecting,
Right,
you know, and music, like, if I can go into a Goodwill or a thrift store.
Right. That's what I do with the vinyls. Like we have, so right outside my room, or the basement rather, there's just a little like hallway, real tiny hallway, and we painted it black, you know, floor to ceiling. Well, the ceiling's white still, but you know what I mean. And we were gonna kind of make that our, you know, little music room. And part of it was we would buy, you know, vinyls of bands and artists we like, and we have the little, what do you call them? Little scotch clip things that you just stick to the wall, and you just take the sleeve and just slide it in there, you know, and it's just nice decoration. But
Yeah.
I'm finding vinyls that actually work. Like if they're older, I'll find them, and if I want to play them, like my son's got a, you know, Victrola upstairs or something, or I can, because he funny little thing here, my son loves Tyler the Creator, and yeah, and he has been buying, you know, all of his vinyls, his CDs, because he's got a desktop up in his room that has a CD player on it, you know, or a CD drive on it, and he'll just sit there and instead of going to Spotify, he'll do, you know what you're talking about, he'll put the CD in there and play the CD, or he'll open the little record player and get, because he's doing the same thing that we're doing with this room. He's got his Tyler wall where he's got all of his records, and I'll go there and pull it out and set it in there and play it, and I'm like, okay. So that's cool. But that's you know, that's what we do in that room, is we'll go and buy, you know, Goodwill or something, going through all the old 40s and 50s hits and Christmas records and all the Christian records, and maybe find one that's someone that I know. Yeah.
CD, I also
Ooh, hold there.
Thorsten from Guitars says he does. Romantic and tactile about owning physical media, and I think, like, as from one dad to another, you passing that on. I have a bunch of vinyls as well. You passing that on to your kids so that they learn the joy of owning music kind of becomes yours, you know.
Right. Well, and I've
like,
noticed this
you
too.
buy the music and you get to keep it forever.
Right. And I've noticed this too, and call me crazy, call me a hipster, whatever you want to call it, because you know you always get like that feeling of the physical media. It's nothing like that. I 100% believe that the quality of what you would get, like just sound-wise overall, through the same speakers from a CD versus you just plugging your phone in or connecting it Bluetooth and streaming Spotify, the CD, the cassette, the vinyl, whatever, just sounds better. You know, because at the end of the day, when you're listening to music, you want it to sound good, right? That's the whole point of it, right? And to me, it's like if I were to pop in a CD and play it through my studio monitors, like they're not the most impressive things in the world, but I've had them forever, I know how they whatever, it would sound a million times better, I think. Maybe not even a million times better, but just better in general to me than if I just opened Spotify and played it, you know? Because you're not streaming, you don't have to worry about your network, you know, Bluetooth, going interference, all that stuff, because it's just there, you know? I know that sounds weird maybe, but I mean, that's just something I've always noticed.
No, you're not wrong at all. I have a buddy who uses Tidal instead of Spotify because Tidal has CD quality streaming.
Oh, really?
And like, honestly, CD came in and set the standard for audio quality from a playback medium. Like, records are great, but you almost have to spend like $1,000 on a record player to hit the right threshold of quality output.
Yeah.
But CDs will do it in your headphones or in your car or wherever, or that's going to be high quality for sure.
Right. Now I need to go get a Discman. Or
Mark
Walkman or
Spurgeon
something.
says he has thousands of CDs to match his thousands of guitars.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's just
Yeah, I mean it's a nifty idea. Like if you're, if you own a restaurant or you own a store and you just want something kind of piping through the speakers, stream it all day because no one's there at the store listening to the one-hit wonder from 20 years ago that's now their supermarket hit. What do you know? But if you're sitting at home or you're driving around town or something, or you're just chilling in the park and you just want to listen to music, yeah, man. I mean, the days. I mean, I remember to this day the little portable CD players, man. You put the CDs in there and it just sounded great. Yeah, the Discman, and like even probably back in the day with the Walkman, with cassette, So, what, a Walkman or a Discman? Oh, really? Wow.
cassette player with Bluetooth for your headphones, by the way. So you can go wireless
Yeah.
if you want to.
Yeah.
Pretty cool invention.
No, that's something I've noticed. There's a lot of bands. I'm glad that they still print CDs, and even like I think Slipknot did a while back, where they had one of their albums on cassette, like one of their newer albums on cassette. Matter of fact, yeah, because there's a store probably about 20 minutes from here. That's like it's like a nerdy kind of store or whatever. It's called Killer Finds. If anybody watches this and they're local, they'll know what I'm talking about. But you go in there and they got a bunch of music stuff in the back, and they have a bunch of cassettes. And I remember seeing the Slipknot one in there. Last year. Who do we got trinkets?
Fellow Georgians, Larkin Poe, they release their stuff on cassettes as well, and and CD and vinyl. But they're back. People are finding the value, and then the best part is your money then goes direct to the creator.
Mm-hmm.
Like, obviously they're gonna have overhead for the production costs of the medium, whatever it be, vinyl pressing or CDs or whatever, but your money goes directly to them, which allows them to go out on tour and come to your city. And to me, that was my ethos, I guess. But also I just kind of like having shit. Like, I like having tapes, I like CDs, I like records, so I do have a bunch of vinyl too, and new vinyl, like Jared James Nichols vinyl.
Mm-hmm.
And I bought that on Amazon, which wasn't the best choice, but when I bought it on Amazon, it gave me the MP3s for free, so I was able to
have to go through the whole converting them and stuff, because that's probably a pain.
Right,
There was
right.
I don't know if I've ever told this story publicly. I may have, and I know I've made a video about it that'll be coming out at some point in time. But anyway, I'll tell you here real quick. So Rob Chapman, he had a band or a group or whatever called Clockwork Wolf and Company, and for a song that he had written, he asked people, he was like, I have this idea for a music video, and I want you to record yourself playing something, preferably the song, and I'm gonna mute the track and just put you in a music video. So he did one, it was a really long music video. He actually played the song twice to include everybody in it. I was in the first half because I submitted it, signed all the paperwork, and I was in the first half of it, right? And
right.
Part of the thing was, he was like, okay, everybody that did this is going to get their name on the vinyl for this album or whatever when it comes out. So I was like, awesome.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so I was like, awesome. And this is when we started doing our room. This was years ago. So I was like, okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Pre-ordered it, got the email, saved the emails, like, okay, give it a couple months, we're pressing now, whatever. Wait until it gets to that date, don't hear anything. No shipping, nothing like that. So what's going on? Another email. Oh, it's been delayed a year. What? Okay. Wait another year. Nothing. It's delayed again for like another 6-7 months. I was like, great. Then like 3 or 4 months into that 6 or 7 months, I got a refund. And I was like, what is this? And then Rob Chapman made a video about it saying, oh, well, you know, we had problems with the pressing company. And I was like, okay. And I knew that this was some kind of, it's happened with him before, and this is where he gets a lot of heat, because he had with his line of guitars the British Standard line years ago. It was, oh, the factory closed and we had all this and all these pre-orders, blah blah blah, and it was just a big thing. So I'm like, oh, I just got freaking British Standard here, you know. It's like it was that really, I don't know, that really bummed me out, because I was like, I was looking forward to having that. I was telling everybody like, oh yeah, I'm gonna have this unique kind of thing, and it just never panned out. And
fizzled.
I was like, yeah. And there was never any kind of re-announcement about it, and then they disbanded, and I was like, ugh. But anyway, that's my sad Rob Chapman story.
God damn it, Rob.
I know.
Yossi asks, please add 2 more good things about cassettes. 1, the covers. 2, aka Snug Drawson says no skipping. That's a bonus.
Yeah.
3, you can record over, like, you know, you get the blank tapes.
Yeah.
And you can record over them with basically anything if you can hook it up. So like recording radio segments or, you know, songs that you couldn't get. So it was the first medium where you could pirate music really easily. And I always thought that was a fun aspect, you know.
You can't be calling into the radio station and requesting a song and then sitting by the radio with your cassette recorder like, it's like, you're about to play it. Shh.
Do it now.
Somebody's talking in the background when you hit record, and you're like, shut up, and you get that on tape forever. Nothing beats that.
Oh, such good times, dude.
Yeah.
Like figuring out like Napster is the baby of us recording music off the radio.
Yeah. Jam Pro Sound over in my chat, he says, he's got 3 comments. He says, why would anybody expect Rob to hold his word on anything ever? I've learned that the hard way, true. And then he said, bummer. Yeah. No, I told you, there's a lot of controversy behind that, man. And then he said, nothing else sounds like nothing else sounds like the sound of a deck eating a tape. Yeah, that's a special kind of sound. And then he just said, all packs of blanks should have come with a free pen or pencil. That was gonna be my next point, is that they help keep the pencil business in business. So you gotta go in there and
But when I bought the
Oh really?
nod to exactly that, you know,
Yeah.
like rewinding the, you know, I always found it's easier to use the pad of my fingers.
Yeah,
but
I mean, like for me, I got kind of like thicker fingers, so I just kind of like my pinkies usually. But I remember, man, I'm like, feel the indents on the tip of your pinky there.
BCG said he made money on making mixtapes back in the day.
Hell yeah,
that's awesome.
Hell yeah. See, I've got a bunch of mixed CDs somewhere that I've back when me and my wife met, I had already burned a bunch of CDs for me because I started driving around the time, you know, CDs were kind of like at their peak, I would say. So I burned a lot of CDs and stuff, and we listened to them in my car, and then I met her, and she's like, make me a CD, because she found out I could make them, and I was like, okay. And listening to those CDs, I would do anything to find them. They're somewhere in like one of those little visor cases, little sleeves. I just gotta find it, and I'm like, man, I want to get it and like just put it in something and just crank it and be like, you remember this? Fun times. I don't know if I ever wrote Road Trip Mix, but I know I always wrote just like Megan, because that was her name. That's her name. Not her, was her name, but I'd always just write her name on it and say Megan 1, and we'd always be like, just put in like Megan 2. Let's just listen to it. We just listen to it on repeat when we go out and drive around. Forever, yeah. I'm sure I wrote something like that on there at some point. But yeah, like.
I mean, that was the one.
Yeah, because I mean, you're limited to whatever the CD can hold, right? So like on Spotify, you can put every song on Spotify into one playlist and just say there it is. But yeah, like if your CD only holds 10 songs, like man, they better be 10 bangers, bangers only. Right. Hey, that's a good mix CD right there. Just bangers only written on the front, nothing else.
Video cassette, your VHS tapes, and one of them's called like Boner Jams 08 or something like that,
Yeah.
or 07.
Oh, jeez. Oh,
So
God.
funny. Well, buddy, we better wrap this. It's been
Yeah.
an absolute delightful shit show today with our internet connections, but
I know. If you know what, I think I fixed it on my end because my settings, the bit rates were like way too low, and I didn't realize that. And I fixed it, and it's been fine on my end since. So maybe if you fix it on yours, it'll kind of cut out the rest of those. But we'll try to talk about that next time before we start. I'll show you how to do it.
just a millennial in a Zoomer world, man.
I know. Yeah.
But
Never
yeah,
thought I'd
we'll-
feel this
we'll-
old, but here we are.
Maybe one day we'll have this thing go perfect. Probably not, but it's on brand for us for it not to be perfect. Oh, by the way, what does everybody think of the new logo on my channel? I took the picture of the old logo and I said, make this, but make it like more reverent and 3D and all that.
You're not supposed to tell him we used AI for that. I'm just kidding. It's something. Neither am I. I mean, that's something that we workshopped for a while. We're like, what about this? And I was just like, you know what? Screw it. Just AI. It works. It's not. We're not ripping anybody off, and it works. It made something kind of cool, and then AI made it better. Right. Yeah.
Like that was pretty even taking
Really?
long
Wow.
started.
Nice. Cool.
You don't have to pay me if you want me to do a logo for you.
Cool.
I'll channel from my wife and I posted
Mm-hmm.
playing it on acoustic, or like an actual good version of it.
Yeah, I heard what you said though. Yeah, I mean, we can most certainly work on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, happy to help.
Cool.
Yeah,
Thanks,
stuck with us through the good times and the bad. I think we ended on a pretty solid note of nostalgia and back pain.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I actually was stretching before we got on.
Am I lying? I told you.
You ain't lying, boy. Wait till you hit 40, son.
Fortunately, that's a little whiles away for me, but well, in the grand scheme of things. But anyway, all right. Well, I'm exhausted. I just realized how tired I am. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and
brother.
yeah, I'm gonna get off here, man, and finish up stupid stinky work, and then I might go and take me a little siesta. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, everybody that jumped in on both of our streams, thank you again for doing that. We have a lot of fun here, even when we have nobody watch us. We have a lot of fun here. It's just two dudes hanging out, and that's what's fun about it. So thank you guys. Maybe 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific next week. I don't know. Maybe 2:30. I don't know. We'll just say between 2 and 2:30.
That's the plan.
Or 11 and 11:30. Just be here. Just subscribe. You'll know when we go. Just do that.
That's right. Yeah, thanks to we got 13 on my channel. What up? Just shouts to Fulio and Mountain Man, Steve Gunner, Jimmy Biter, BCG Guitars, T's Guitars. Thank you. We got I want to miss people.
Nice.
Like Jonathan said.
Yes, sir. Well, guys and gals, we'll see you next week, next Thursday.
4th of July.
Yes, absolutely.